Okay, baby. Look at this. Powell Peralta. It's September. More or less, it's going to be the 17th tomorrow, actually. Late Friday, but it's after midnight. Okay, I got some significant things, somewhat, kind of. It's, oh, here's a cartoon version of myself. You can barely see it right now. It's just, okay. I only have 22 minutes. I don't know if it's the battery or if it's the hard drive. I forget because the indicators. Here's my recyclables. I gotta, separate the recyclables and put them in the bin. Okay. I got a job. I got some other issues going on. Now in the far corner over here, I hope I have enough lighting. But here's a flag. Here's a flag here. That's a Kiribati. Kiribati? It's pronounced Kiribati. Kind of like a Colonel, the Colonel Sanders, that kind of thing. It's spelled colonel. There's no R in it. Somehow that's pronounced Kiribati. And this is a Salvador Dali. It's a poster replica. Yeah. And here's a couple more flags, and we don't need to talk about all of it. It's roughly 1 in the morning. The clock's passed. What I could do actually to keep this going is put the plug in the other room and talk in the other room. My life finally feels normal, and I want to talk about the stages of normalcy. Okay? Somewhat normal. So, new normal. Here's a program yield. My sister got me giant thing. I just never put it up yet. There's my guitar right there. I collect a lot of masks. I got many masks. I got one that came broken. There's that one. I ordered these Vans through eBay. And they sent me the wrong color. And then I checked my eBay. I have plenty of black shoes. I ordered red shoes. I have these black ones. These are black shoes right here. Black Vans. I have some gray, some black. I already have a couple pairs of black fucking shoes. They sent me the wrong color, but that's what happens when you go through the eBay. You hit and miss, and you just hope the other guy on the other end does the right job. I cleaned my room a few weeks ago, and this might not look clean. But I cleaned this half one Saturday, and then the next Saturday, it wasn't so much a plan, it just happened, I cleaned that half. And I have a bunch of books I've ordered over the last few weeks through the eBay. I ordered this thing. I bought this. How much? $21. Keyboard, brand new keyboard. I bought 4 laptops, and I only have 2 left. But here's one of the laptops, and there's one underneath it. And now we gotta plug in. Go ahead and plug in my camera and talk a little bit, I guess. I used to do this a lot more often. The whole filming myself and somewhat therapeutic. And then every now and then I just pop this crap on the internet. And this isn't much for personal reasons as anything else. Someday I might say, you know what, just fucking put it on the internet. What's it gonna hurt? What's it gonna fucking hurt, dude? I've been going as Homer Cocktail since around 2008. And it's been a ride, baby. It's been a fucking ride, it really has. Here's my old laptop, I have some stickers on it. My old Jimmy's. Some people used to call it Jimmy Z. And right above that, Van Gogh. That Garbage Pail Kid sticker. I have a few others, and they just fell off. But what I figured I'd do at some point is this right here. Mostly for music right now, but there's some other things going on. So, my life's in 3 stages, and I've thought of this many times. And a lot of our lives are in 3 stages, not everyone's. Okay? And, I've done hundreds of these videos, hundreds of these vlogs. The favorite ones that I have are when I went on my road trip 2 summers ago. You know, I was in Reno, Nevada, I was in Seattle, Lake Tahoe. Right now I'm plugging in the camera. I just plugged it in. So this function is not available. But let's hope it's available. Let's hope I'm charging and I don't just have 20 minutes. You know, fucking less than that now. So, anyhow, what I'm going to do is talk a little and play a little. You got to trust me, by the way, that I'm actually playing this, okay? Why would I make this up, right? I used to make sure that when I play guitar and put music videos on, I have to make sure that at some point during the song you can see my fingers, you know? I have this crazy paranoia that someone out there's going to be like, is he really playing his own instrument? Like, why would I make it up, you know? Let's do it. Let's just do some computer real quick. Just to show you guys. Just to kill it, right? Okay. So I used to make sure, and I've done this on nearly all my videos, and we're not going to talk at this moment on the nature of why someone would think that. It's just stupid. But I have a stupid little story, too. This phone right here, this is fucking an amazing device, this iPhone thing. You go on the internet and you talk to anyone, you know, basically for a flat rate, whatever your plan is, you know, your data plan. Talk to anyone around the world. You know, I can take it to the piano. I'm turning this off, actually. Just a little while. So anyhow, talk to anyone around the world, and it was about a year ago. So sometime about a year ago, I guess. And I was talking to these people online. I go to this conspiracy forum, and I write books, by the way. Some of you guys might know. Google Rick Jane Thermite. I went Lulu and Scribs. Right? The book's called Thermite. Here's my book, Thermite, that I'm shamelessly promoting right now. Thermite. Rick Jane. I wrote it. So I figured there could be a renaissance, right? A renaissance that we can do everything. And I'm probably not great at anything, but I like to play guitar. I like to screw around with piano. I've written a few books. And I start a job tomorrow at a warehouse. And, I was working in a different warehouse a couple months ago, month of July, the full month of July. And before that, I was working for a solar power company. And it's taken me many years to get back into this normal, this idea that life is normal, you know. And I'll just kick this out real quick. I lived a good deal of my life, you know, at the beginning of my adulthood, before America Online. Okay. It's an interesting history of America Online, by the way. In a nutshell, from what I understand, I looked this up on Wikipedia. You know, you can learn anything from Wikipedia, right? Before it was America Online, there was Atari. Remember Atari, guys? The Atari 2600, the Atari VCS? And eventually they had a cartridge that hooked up, you know, to what used to be the DARPANET. I think it was a DARPANET. And at one point in history, the internet was only connected to 4 universities. You know, one in Southern California, one in Utah, a couple other places. And then it just grew, you know, it was just professors and nerds and, you know, in the early days. And then they started using, you know, playing Atari with each other somehow, right? You know, there was a video game, Crash of 1983, la la la. Eventually that company became America Online, from what I understand. And then by the mid-90s, mid to late 90s, you know, then, you know, everyone's homes and CD-ROMs were new in the 90s, and people started like, wow, man, everyone's got to have a personal computer now. You know, big vision of Apple originally. You know, the personal computer, not, you know, not just business people, but that. But I lived my life before there was such thing as mainstream internet and stuff. I remember how happy I was when America Online came out. And it never fulfilled its promise to me, as far as thinking, wow, this thing's great. This, you know, I thought it was good. I thought, hey, this is good. But there was always something elusive. It didn't fulfill its potential, you know, and I'm sure it did with other people. You know, other people are like, yeah, fuck yeah, I like this thing. It's the best thing that's ever happened, right? Some people are like that. And they're sending these CD-ROMs out to everyone, and I have some over here. So, hey, my computer, or my camera. Oh, let's see here. Okay, my camera is charging, so I'm just going to bring a couple of these examples. I've bid on these on eBay. I'm only going to bring 2. I got an Earthlink one back here, but I'm only going to bring 2 for whatever reason. I bought these for like 11 cents or 1 cent. So just bid on them and I won. Yeah, but see this? America Online. and I keep it, you know, I have some thumbtack there, and this hangs on a thumbtack. And it's to remind me, you know, America Online, titanium, free, you know. The things are being sent to all the homes. And it's to remind me that nothing's permanent, you know. You think the CD-ROM is the epitome, and it's the ultimate of this technology. It's like, wow, you know, no more floppy disks, you know, and so much more power, and, you know, roughly the same size as a 5 1/4 inch floppy, right? But way more information on the whole thing. So anyhow, this internet just changed the way we behave. And, you know, I'm going to try to wrap that up, because I don't know if I'm going to get cut off at 20 minutes. I'm not sure if it's charging. I think it is. And I got to live, though, before there were camera phones, you know, right? This thing. But before there were camera phones everywhere, and everyone was hooked up to Snapchat, Facebook, and anything else. And we used to go to Lido Creek, you know, out here in the Inland Empire, you know, suburb of Los Angeles. We used to start tire fires. And now that place is chained up, you know. They have a chain link fence. And you can't just show up there. You just can't show up there in the middle of the night and bring some tires that you found that were tossed outside the road and drink beers with friends. And yeah, it was black smoke, and, you know, but nothing ever burns. We, you know, a forest never burned, and people's houses never burned. And we're just young kids having a good time. And they used to have a shooting range at the end of Lido Creek. And there was these little whoopsie-doos, you know, these little hills. And we used to go up there, and sometimes, you know, depending on who was driving, it might be a bunch of young kids, you know, teenagers, young adults, whatever. And we'd be in the back of a fucking 4x4, and you know, going up to what you do. I'm like, holy shit, man, what if we get tossed out? Because the people, shit like that used to happen, you know. And I heard a comedian talking about the jungle gyms that my generation grew up with. You know, they're, you know, wooden and dangerous. And hey, I've fallen walking across monkey bars in my elementary school, and I got the wind knocked out of me. And I fell onto another bar in front of me, but my foot slipped, and my chest came and hit a bar. And it happened once when I was a kid in Savor, where I was way high up, and I actually fell in a bar, stopped me from tumbling, you know, from a higher level, and I could have broke my neck. And people used to do that. In this generation, though, and I'm not making fun of anyone, the millennials, the so-called millennials, they grew up with America Online in their house. You know, their baby pictures were probably put on the internet. And, you know, I have pictures of myself. I don't know where the fuck they went. You know, from when I was a little kid. And I wish I still have my pictures. But I'm going to talk about the 3 phases, just in case this thing cuts off at 20 minutes. You know, 3 phases of my life were, you know, living before there was the internet. Then the second stage, which I think is coming to an end for me, is where nothing felt right. The internet is here, it seems to have potential and all, and nothing feels right, you know? And there's all kinds of stupid rumors going around, and Facebook, and, you know, there's a dark cloud that follows you, and people that hate each other, and all these accusations and misnomers, and you're trying to adjust to a world where you don't show up to a job and fill out a paper application. You got to submit online. Holy shit, 1,000 people did it because it's easy to cut and paste, and so on. And then there's something called a new normal, which is what I hope I'm in the middle of now. Okay? And before, when I'm out there, before the internet, and we physically had to call, you know, and meet up with each other to feel like your social needs are being met. You know, we used to skateboard, me and my buddy down the street used to skateboard, meet each other. You know, we lived about a mile apart. We meet in the middle, you know, and late at night, have a couple of wine coolers, you know, shoot the breeze or whatever. And now, you can have your social needs met online, kind of. You're talking to people around the world, which I do. I love people. There's people out there that I care about. And I know what they look like, I know what their jobs are, I know what their hopes and fears are, and the whole thing. Now, I'm on a conspiracy forum, and I'm not going to mention it right now, just in case I put this online. It just makes it a little bit easier, you know, just processing things. But I'm writing another book. I'm writing my sequel. It's not necessarily a sequel, but I'm writing another book. It's called Cure Body. Like I mentioned, the flag in the other room is a reminder, trying to keep me in that realm. And basically, there's going to be something in there called PsychoFest. Okay, but the site that I'm at is not called PsychoFest, but there's going to be an analogous fictional online thing. But this is a new normal. This is the fucking new normal right here. As far as I went a long time where ordinary things felt impossible, you know. And you know, all I wanted was to get my foot in the door, get the ball rolling. I just wanted to feel like a normal person again, and it's starting to happen. So, but I have hobbies. I have this piano thing, which I'm going to turn on again. No, I'm not great, but it's you know, it's a hobby. So, I figured what I'm going to do, though. I might do it now, I might not. I'm going to check out how much battery I have. If it cuts off, hey, hello, bye-bye, you know, the whole thing. Let me see how much I can charge on that while I'm talking there. Yeah, so it's, yeah, I got 15 minutes, so I've been talking for 19, yeah, it's been charging. But with that said, I only have 35 minutes of hard space on the camera. So, I'm going to play something real quick. It's not that great, but this is what kicked it all off. Yeah. I bought classics to modern. And I usually play my piano, which I bought for $19 or $21, something like that on eBay. I had to pay for $12 shipping, so it was like $41, I think. Still a lot cheaper than if you buy it, you know, the Guitar Center, Sam Ash, or whatever. Okay, now, I have another keyboard. Which I've had for half my life, and it's right here. It's right here. See that? It's Old Faithful. This thing's Old Faithful right there. But this one is touch sensitive. The other one's not. Watch. You hit it soft, you get a soft volume. You hit it hard, you get a hard volume. The other one, for some reason, these upper keys are gone. On that one over there, the very upper key registers are gone. So it's very frustrating. So I've been, you know, I've rediscovered, you know, the piano because I got this. Now, another thing I ordered on eBay was the power adapter. Okay. Alright, here's what power supply comes in on this. See that? This little thing right here. And then a couple of weeks ago, the tracking number showed that it showed up at the post office here. And I'm like, where is it? And I was ordering all these books, like I said earlier, and maybe I just lost it. Maybe I misplaced it. Maybe, you know, that happens where you think something's lost. Maybe it'll turn up, right? But it turned up today in the post office. So they must have missed it in the post office. They must have set it aside out there. So I've been using these batteries. I have some right here. Oh, come on. Just a handful of batteries right here. They're AA batteries. The other one operates off of these batteries, which are the huge ones. Okay? AA batteries just don't last as long. I've had the keyboard for a while, and I've been using the batteries, but I've been using it reluctantly because you know, the batteries wear out quicker on this one. And the power adapter only cost $6. But it took a long time. A few weeks for me to get it. You know, I ordered it purposely from a vendor in California because I figured it'd come a day earlier than a vendor somewhere else, you know. And it just, you know, took many weeks. So, anyhow. I was playing, oh crap, I think I lost my place. I hope I didn't lose my place. I probably lost my place here. I was going to play, yeah, here it is, here. So I'm experimenting today because, hey, you know, I can play this all night if I want. I can play this all night. Usually I play in the piano mode, and there's one other mode. It's 095 on the thing here. Watch this. It's a neat space age sound. I like that. So anyhow, I started playing the organ mode, which is right here. Okay, now keep in mind this is not great stuff. You know, for anyone like outside, you're probably like, you know, right? All right, listen. Okay, so what I'm getting used to lately is the bass clef. You know, got the treble clef up there, right? Got the bass clef down here. Now these are the notes. These are the notes down here, right? The thing I just played was roughly the bass clef. Now I don't care about playing this in the correct time or the correct sequence for that matter. I'm still trying to just understand the notes and get that second nature, like typing on the keyboard is second nature. And when you're writing a story, you don't think to yourself, cue. H, you know, and you don't think of it. Just comes, and you think of the words in your head, and it just comes. When I freestyle, you know, hey, I'm freestyling, but I want the music to be that, you know. So see, I lose my place. And it's somewhat difficult for me to do it at this moment at the same time, unless, you know, obviously it's practice. Now, what happens, though, is that during the course of the practice, and all my music books are right here, right over my shoulder. See, I have my music books right here, right? Pop rock and fake books and all kind of genres. Up there I have old Sims. You know, not the Sims 2, but the original Sims. Actually, those are Sims 2. I have old Sims on this end right here. Well, that's reminder stuff and nostalgia. I'm real big on nostalgia. Right up here I have an old Pac-Man from the Atari cartridge, you know? Right there's an old Pac-Man. And I like the game Utopia. And they call that Civ 0.5, you know? Control Kingdoms. Over here I have Clancy. Over here I have Louis L'Amour. I try to get different genres. I have Heather Graham, Mary Higgins Clark, Daniel Steele right here. I've got Dean Koontz over there, Stephen King, you know, crap load of Dean Koontz right in here, etc. Crap stuff like Dracula, etc. So, when you're writing, it helps to, you know, read as well, and anyone will say this to the point that it's overly cliche. And I've been trying to get back in the mode, and it comes and goes. It comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. See? So I wind up hopping around in my hobbies, you know, whatever my hobbies might be. So in between these stages, like I said, in between feeling normal before the internet was around, and then, you know, the internet's everywhere, all my friends are behaving a little wacky, they probably think I'm behaving wacky, and people started to prioritize strangers over people that, you know, they've been around, you know, for many years, and that's just life, you know. And I'm doing it now. I'm kind of doing it now where, hey man, there's people online that I care about more than people that have been around my whole life that I've just drifted from, right? And I'm sorry, you know, I'm kind of sorry about that. But for my years that I kept saying, it's been from around 98, I would say around 1998 to around the time I wrote this, actually, 2013. When I did this one, and I've done a few other books before this, my life was a fucking mess, man. My life was a psychotic mess. Okay? And there were moments where I was happy. I've been to New York City. I stayed at Chelsea out there, had a crazy adventure. I've lived in Hollywood, you know, Hollywood, California, down the street from Hollywood High School. And that was fun. But, you know, I've had some highs and lows, and, you know, we don't have to go into the detail. And I had this constant feeling, though. That either things are gonna, you know, this roller coaster is gonna go off the track. I'm gonna wind up homeless, you know. As a true homeless person, I'm gonna be someone that's out there mingling with the people on freeway exits, you know. I'm thinking, holy fucking shit, because I didn't see my life go from, you know, a satisfactory to fucking turbulence. Okay? I figure if I get knocked down another level, I'm going to be one of those people, you know? Because that's who's out there. That's completely who's out there, right? We lost our house to foreclosure in the mid-90s. While I was going to the Claremont colleges, and I've mentioned this in many videos, so if you've seen other videos, if this makes online, hey man, the shit's spinning out of control, right? You get on an icy road, if you're in a windy mountain, the shit's spinning out of control, you might go off a cliff. And the shit was spinning out of control at all. Or it might spin out of control, you might get lucky and wind up going in the direction you're supposed to go, right? And just regain control, which is hopefully what's going on now. But things were nuts. And there was a sense that no matter how hard I tried, the carrot on the stick was always, you know, just the goal was always elusive. And it seemed like maybe I'm on the verge of being homeless. Maybe I'm on the verge of feeling good again, you know, and normal and mentally healthy and the whole thing, right? So I don't think I'm alone at all. I don't think I'm alone at all. And that part of the thing that's helped is being online. I do most of my online stuff on the good old smartphone. Rarely am I on a laptop, you know, doing stuff online. This is slower, actually, one of the reasons, and it's just very convenient to be, you know, on the phone. I just got used to it. But I talk to a lot of people, left and right, by the way. But lately, I've re-engaged with people that are on the right for some reason. I started off more on the right, leaning right. I was never full right, not for long. But these people, you know, as much as we have our differences, they have a very strong feeling of what the fuck's going on. You know, what the hell's happening to our fucking world, you know? And like I said, we have our difference of experiences and perspectives and all. The people on the left seem to have a similar feeling about different issues. About, hey, life's not what it's supposed to be, and obviously, you know, the goals are different, and the idealism is different. Life's not what it's supposed to be, but fuck it, let's just, you know, just kind of get used to it, right? And there's seems to be more rationalization going on, and for example, the immigration thing. One of my best friends is from Australia. One of my favorite people, at least, is from Australia. And she's a social worker. And she's always arguing with people online about accepting Muslim immigrants. And that's been a major issue. And the other people, they started a splinter website, by the way. They're very open about it. That, hey, our country's been taken over. Our country's been taken over by Mexicans from Mexico. And there's a lot of Trump supporters there, you know. Trump is real big on, hey, we're going to build a wall, Mexico's going to pay for it, etc. But they're really big on, I'm going to call it neo-patriotism, because I've never heard the term, but neo means new. And there's another prefix that's used as well, and it's quasi, which means seemingly. Quasi-liberal, for example. I went to school that seemed quasi-liberal. There was apparently quasi-liberal because, you know, they look liberal on the surface, but hey man, they're very profit-oriented. and certain things that when push comes to shove, they're not liberals, you know. So they're quasi-liberal. They seem liberal, but they're really not liberal. But these people hate Colin Kaepernick right now. He's neo-patriots, quasi-patriots, and I care deeply for a lot of them. Now, I'm on the side of this guy's been kneeling down during the national anthem. Okay? During my worst times, hey man, what the fuck are we doing in Iraq? Why are we killing babies with white phosphorus and depleted uranium? Why are we there to begin with? You know, the military-industrial complex has hijacked our fucking government. right? And it's been more than 10 years, but one of my buddies invited me to one of his basketball games that he coached. You know, he coaches basketball. Back then he coached girls basketball. And during the Pledge of Allegiance before the game, I sat down. I stayed sitting. And that was around the time of the war in Iraq. You know, this was around 2004, and I'm like, you know what? This country went to shit. It's not even a country anymore. Okay? It's a religion. It's a religion to some people. But that whole idea of protest is part of the origins of this country. Okay, the Boston Tea Party was a fucking protest. If you don't have people protesting, you don't have America. Okay? That's my opinion. If everyone's required to do the same thing, that's fascism. You know? Right? And these same fuckers will make fun of the Catholic Church. You know, sit up, stand down, kneel down. What the fuck's the difference? What the fuck's the difference, dude? What the hell is the difference, you know? It's like, hey, stand up for the pledge. Put your hand over your heart, you know? And so to fucking, you tell people it's a free country. No, you show people. That's what you do, you show people. So we talk about this forever, but that's one of the issues going on. And it's almost paradoxical. It's almost paradoxical to protest a symbol which is supposedly about freedom, you know, because that shows you have a freedom, right? It's a paradox in some people's minds. So I got 17 minutes left on a hard camera, and let me see how much the charge takes place. I can move around and so on. I got 16 minutes of battery still. So the battery is roughly going as quick as the charge is happening, which is okay, I guess. So I would cut this off right now, you know, possibly. Except that the reason I started filming right now was the keyboard. You know, I turned off the keyboard. Right, it's the keyboard. And what I wanted to do, what's been in the back of my mind, I'm going to talk about goals as well. What I wanted to do is that I'll get in a groove, I'll get in a type of rhythm, okay, where I'll be practicing, you know, right, I'll be practicing or freestyling, but mostly practicing on piano. And it's usually in between, you know, my practice when I start nailing a song, and I think to myself, I wish I was recording this, you know, I wish I was recording it. And I'm nowhere near great, but it's a hobby. It's a hobby, okay? I have one video, Get My Homer Cocktail 15.5, that has some around 80,000 views, which is good for me. I have another song that has like 65,000. I have a few that have more than 10,000, basically. They're not great songs, but they serve a purpose. They obviously serve a purpose. Yeah. So, anyhow, YouTube for me is great. You know, I became a partner back in 2011. I've never collected a check, but I earned, I don't know how much. It was more than $50 at the time. I've never even tried to cash a check. But, you know, it's nothing to make a living off of for me. For other people out there, hey, right on, good for you. You know, I try to be that. Hey, that, you know, it'd be nice to be that thing, you know, where we just sit here, fuck around and film it, and people are watching, and I get the monetized thing, whichever side it's on. And hey, click that, dude. Click it, so I make some fucking money. I can make a living here. But basically, no less than 10% of what I do online is therapy, self-therapy, where I'm trying to figure shit out for myself. I'm trying to piece together, you know, all the crap that we've gone through. And no less than 10% of it, like I said, it's a hobby. Back in the early days of the internet, you know, this is what I hoped to do. I was going to Claremont colleges at the time, and I was hoping to teach calculus, I was taking calculus. I want to teach calculus, so I started a math channel, and I never really got heavy into it. But I figured, okay, I could teach guitar, I could teach calculus, and I wound up with all these Homer Cocktail sites, right? Homer Cocktail 1, Homer Cocktail 2, Homer Cocktail 3, etc. One of them was just plain Homer Cocktail, by the way. And I was hoping I'd have a gardening channel. I'd be out there planting trees and shit and get into gardening, and I'd have a cooking channel. And I had all these fucking dreams, and I was going to be, you know, this you know, cult of personalities kind of person, you know, to use that term. And in some ways, I'm happy with what I've done. You know, and I have some Stephen King books up there. You just have to trust me on it. And one of my better rated things, but most people hate me. Or at least, you know, they give me a lot of thumbs down, but hey man, I'm just fucking around here, dude. I'm just totally fucking around. The people that do like me, fuck yeah, you get a thumbs up as well, okay? But I'm not here to make you happy. I hate to say it, okay? I'm here to make myself happy, first and foremost. And if I have excess love, you know, you might want to call this narcissism. Narcissism is it's an unhealthy self-love, okay? But I'm of the school of Ozzy Osbourne. You've got to believe in yourself, or no one will believe in you, okay? I'm of that school. So I try to do things like play piano or something, or, you know, write books, where I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not a total waste. I'm not a total fucking waste. And there's a faction of people out there that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try or what you achieve, no matter what, if you don't play as good as Eddie Van Halen, you suck, right? If you reach 90% of what Mozart was, you suck, okay? If you've never collected a paycheck from Penguin or Viking, like, you know, Stephen King is a signed author, and he makes a living from writing, you suck, okay? But I'm not of that school at all. I'm not of that school at all. You know what? When I look to YouTube videos, and there's a lot of people I admire out there. I'm not going to mention them right now, but when I look to the YouTube videos, I want someone that feels like a roommate, and that's what I'm trying to be right here. Okay? I used to have great roommates when I was younger, before the internet, and we would drink beer, we would shoot crap, we'd fuck around with guitar, and you know, we talk about stupid crap, and that's all I'm trying to be, dude. Okay? Some of these videos where they're like, oh, my ears are bleeding and shit. Well, fuck you. Fuck me? Well, fuck you back, you know? All it takes is a click of a fucking mouse. Just mouse over to a different, you know, screen or whatever. There's probably related videos. Just hit that, dude. Just hit that and move on. We don't need each other in each other's lives, okay? So, you know, people don't get it. They think they're gonna harass you until you try to be as good as Mozart or some shit, and you're pulling out your hair, and they're like, oh, that's what I want to see, you know? But I'm not trying to be that. I'm trying to be someone that, you know, you can wake up in the middle of the night, and you're like, hey, Eddie. My name's Eddie. It's not Homer Cocktail. Hey, Eddie, man, I couldn't sleep. What you got going on? Well, here's what I got going on here. That's what I'm doing. What you doing? I'm doing that. Well, you want to have a beer? Yeah, let's have a beer. So anyhow, that's that. I got like 9 minutes left. So what's happened here, and I'm contemplating this right now. I have a method on how to get to the internet. I got 2 new laptops. And one's a Core 7i, does that mean anything? Core 5i, one of them's that, one of them's 7. I don't know, is it 7i? Anyway, so I got these 2 new laptops, right? And my old laptop was shut off during YouTube videos, so that's why I do everything on phone. This one right here, this laptop right here. This thing fucking will freeze up and buzzing and crap, and I just the other ones I could play some of my old video games like before. The other one wouldn't do it. I'd have to go to my towers. I have a few towers as well. There's one of them. There's a tower right there. I still have the XP, which is nice. Everyone likes XP. It's nice for this. So I'm thinking about it right now. This one has changed my life. This one. This one right here overheats. I have to put a fucking bag of tater tots underneath. Okay? I have to put a fucking bag of tater tots to keep it from overheating. And it works just fine. But, you know, that's just not the ideal way to go. It's a lot less distracting when you have something like this. And I can get on the internet in real time. Videos load very quick. No buffering really. Unless my phone is throttling, because that's my Wi-Fi right now. It's going through my phone. But I have eras where I'm more of a doer. And then I have eras where these videos start to backlog really bad. And I'm thinking about doing the doing right now, right? And I'm thinking about loading this right now. And I have a lot of backlog, especially I have some road trip stuff. I got 7 minutes left so I can finish this up with. So, this whole feeling normal has to do with this job that I just got. And I've had a couple of other decent jobs before this. But, you know, I've been a fucking mess for a lot of years, you know. And I've taken legitimate shots. I got a bachelor's degree from a decent school in Claremont. And I was able to write a book, even though I've not made any money from it. But, you know, part of this is therapy as well as the video. And, you know, we have different modes. And one of them is pragmatism, you know. One of them idealism, where you shoot for the stars. And one of them is pragmatism, where you just do what's going to pay the bills or whatever. And this place that I just got hired at, I hope it works out. And I pretty much did it on my own. It took a lot. It took a lot from the inside to go down and, hey, I'm going to give it a shot. And it worked, you know. But it took a couple of jobs before this where one of them, my nephew, recommended me, and, you know, I got in, and it was hard work, physical work. My legs were sore. I was cramping. Eventually my shoulders, and I was working a lot of overtime, which is nice for the paycheck. But, hey, man, it felt like slavery in a sense. And let me just explain that real quick, because I only have 5 minutes. In the sense that during the long hours, and this next job is going to have overtime as well. But, hey, man, I'm waking up, I'm working 12 hours, and I'm in pain, you know, soreness. And I barely have enough time to enjoy a couple of beers to relax, only to go to sleep afterwards, you know, after having dinner, to wake up and do it again. And it just, you know, the leisure is gone. Leisure is completely gone. And on my day off, or days off, I'm just recuperating, you know? So the leisure is gone, and if leisure is gone, it's like, holy shit, this is how it felt to be an indentured servant, you know? But this next job is going to have a little more machine equipment, and I did it on my own, so I feel good. And the job before that I had is from a place that recruited heavily and had a high turnover rate. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on because this is how it was meant to be. This is how it was fucking meant to be. This is how it was meant to be, where everything's casual, and I don't care. Okay, I really shouldn't care. I was in a rut kind of for a while, you know, and as bad as things have ever gotten, usually there were little moments here and there where I could reflect and say, hey, I'm glad I went to Hollywood, and I'm glad I got to do some of the things I got to do. But truthfully, when I was there, everyone in the apartment I was at was fucking broke. Okay? I had to hawk my fucking guitar a few times, and then, you know, eventually pay to get it out, just to have a couple of quarts of beer or something with my roommate, you know? And there's a lot of times I was like, hey, we're in Hollywood, but we're just sitting around because no one has money, right? But there were some good moments. So I'm going to be practicing piano, and I'm going to try to put this online. I have a processing mechanism where it turns to black and white shit. And the last thing I'll say is Homer Cocktail 4, Homer Cocktail 24, and 34. That's where I do the vlogging, right? That's where this is probably going to go right here. And it's going to be my first one processing it with, you know, this laptop. I've done it on an older laptop. It takes a little longer. So, hey man. Just trying to be a cyber roommate guy.